Good afternoon, guys. I hope you've all had an awesome day today. Today we're going to be fitting probably what has to be one of the best things you should do instantly to any Turbo Falcon. And I don't know why I put it off for so long, but today we're going to be installing an Earls Turbo Oil Feed Kit. All completely braided and comes with a new filter. This thing should be rad. So a massive issue that all of the Turbo Falcons have is the original filter that comes on them with the hard lines. They all end up blocking up at the filter, and of course if your turbo gets no oil feed, there's no spinny boosty boy anymore. It starts to seize up, break down, and it's got no oil, so there's obviously no lubrication, too much friction, and yeah, your turbo spinny boy can go bye-bye. So that's why this right here is a must-need kit for any Turbo Falcon. The Earls Feed Kit comes with one 18-inch braided hose and also one 31-inch braided hose. It also comes with a washable filter as well, and also comes with one little banjo that you guys all need also. It also comes with two zip ties to obviously mount it to the car, but I accidentally used the zip ties yesterday, so I have a few more downstairs anyway. But this is pretty much everything you get inside the kit, and yeah. And also, if you guys jump onto the Earls Facebook page right now, simply just send them a message right here. As you can see, I've been talking to them for a little bit. But if you guys go on there and mention that I sent you, they will also give you a discount on any of their products. So if you guys want this oil feed kit or anything else that Earls does, remember to go check them out, link in the description. And yeah, go check out Earls, send them a message, also order one of these kits and they will give you a discount, which is absolutely rad. So thank you very much, Earls, for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. So I also think there's a couple of things that I will need before I actually start diving into this. So I'm going to quickly go to Supercheap and I'm going to go pick up some stuff that I need, like Loctite 5, 6, 7, and a couple of other things I'm also going to need to do this. It's a pretty in-depth install, and obviously I just want to make sure I'm doing it right, because if I don't do it right, you know, something could go catastrophically wrong. So yeah, I'm just going to make sure I have everything sorted, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I also just went to Jeans and got some other stuff that I'm going to need, but I got so freaked out because I thought that he didn't send me this one little part. But if you guys end up buying an Earls kit, you also need this little tapered, like just to, I don't even know how I would call it, but you definitely need this bit here as well. So this one here was just on the turbo side right here, which was just like screwed into here. So you're definitely gonna need that. So also Jean gave me a couple little tools which I'm gonna need. So I'll quickly go downstairs and show you guys what they are. Look at my beautiful girlfriend, making me some beautiful bagels for lunch. Yeah. Oh, also guys, we found this little shop down the road that does like these little tiny, like, don't worry, dark chocolate blueberries, and they are amazing. So I don't know where they are, but
cooking's dangerous, guys. I just cut myself.
Love. It's okay. The funny thing was I pretended to poke you with this knife at the back of your hand, and lucky I didn't, because you went like this straight away. I could have stabbed you.
Because you're my bitch for today.
So I also went around to Jean's house this morning as well, and I picked up a couple of things from his, just a few specialty tools that he has that I do not. So it's very, very straightforward. So just a kind of like thin shifter, or just any shifter I guess will work. But then he also has a couple of these 21, 22 and 20 mil deep sockets, which I'm going to also need as well. And then I also picked this up from Supercheap this morning, which is just some thread sealant. So they require like Loctite 5, 6, 7 I believe. But yeah, this stuff works pretty much the same. So yeah, this stuff is high performance thread sealant, and it also goes up to, where does it say? Around about 400 degrees, which is completely fine for what we need. So this is all we're going to need, and then yeah, obviously some more tools, but they're just pretty generic things. So I'm going to quickly turn my car around right now so I can sort of work out there a little bit more, and yeah, let's go from there. Okay, so the part we're going to be replacing today is the turbo oil feed line. Alright, so this is the line that we're going to be fixing today. So this right here is the oil feed line that goes into the turbo. So as you can see, it sort of sits up under there and just goes down there and then back down and it connects in just down behind down here. It's going to be an absolute bitch to film, but we're going to have to do it anyway. Luckily I have all the tools and everything I possibly need to do this. Yeah. This is probably also going to be one of the harder videos that I've had to film as well, so it's definitely going to challenge me. Definitely something I wanted to do by myself. However, I kind of just told Jean to keep your phone on because I've never done this and it is a fairly big job as well. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, but yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Also guys, this isn't going to be a tutorial as such. This is more going to be like me just showing how I did this. So if I do something wrong, please don't criticize me in the comments because I know that's going to happen, but more so just give me some pointers or some feedback or positive constructive criticism, whatever it is. Yeah, just ways that I can better work on my car and ways that I can better help you guys because yeah, as far as I know, there's been no other things on YouTube doing this, so I'm just gonna literally go via their instructions and see how we go. It looks so wicked. I love it. Okay, so I don't know how well you guys will be able to see just down there. See if I can zoom in as much as I can. I've just taken off the plug for the sensor. So now all we need is that deep milled, I believe it's a 21 mil socket, and also put a shifter on the outer one as well because we don't want to switch that around as well. Otherwise that can just make our lives a nightmare. So I'm going to quickly take that one out there and then we will go from there. So I know this angle probably looks hilarious, but I'm really liking the way that Samet does all of his time lapses on his GoPro. So I thought it'd be really cool to show everything that we're going to be doing down here, even though you probably won't be able to see it, and just do some time lapses and stuff like that. I've got the GoPro set up on a Gorilla mount. Literally, I'll show you guys right now. It looks so funny. It's set up on a Gorilla mount just above the engine bay, and it looks hilarious. It looks so wicked. I love it. Alrighty, now I hope you guys can see if I just quickly drop you down here. A bit dark down here, but you guys will be able to see, hopefully there, that I've managed to get the banjo off for the hard line for the oil. I've also taken off these two things here. So this is your oil pressure sensor, I believe. Actually, no, I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure what sensor that is. Don't quote me on that. But I've taken all that off. I've also make sure you keep all these washers and everything else as well. Sorry, but yeah. Looks like we've got everything there. Just got a microfiber there just soaking up all the oil. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get around here and I'm going to quickly take off the side for the turbo. So this should be pretty easy. And then as soon as we do that, all of this can come off, all of these hard lines, quickly snap them all out of place. The only way to take this all out is by bending it, which is crazy. So yeah, that's the point of no return. So I might even see if I can mock up all the hard lines just to make sure they are, mock up all the Earls lines just to make sure they all work. But I'm getting so completely scratched up all up my arm because of this right here, because I literally sawed it through when I first got the Maculate kit. I'm trying to move these down, but it's so sharp. So I might see if I can quickly find something to put on top of that, because it's killing my arm. All right, so now comes the easy bit, which is just removing this one here off the turbo, and yeah, then we can start removing this entire line. Should be sweet. Alrighty, so far so good. We've managed to get both sides of the turbo line off. So we have both the turbo side off as well as the manifold side off now. So now comes the sketchy part of trying to get this all out. Now, I have heard from a few people that the best way to take this completely out is just literally to bend it. There's no other way to get it out unless you take the whole engine out, and then yeah, I don't really want to do that. Besides, I'm not going to be using this line anymore. So yep, it's going to be fairly straightforward, fairly simple. Let's do it right now. Beautiful, so we've got the hard line off, and I am super stoked. I did not think I would get this far without having anyone else around to give me a hand. So I am over the moon right now. This absolutely sucks because I'm so short and I have to lean over pretty much the entire engine bay to get to this stuff. The backs of my legs are just absolutely killing me at the moment. I've already had 3 cramps so far, just with my calves and stuff like that. It just hurts so much. Why? Why must cars do this? Okay, so the next thing to do is inside the block, after you've taken off the banjo and also the banjo retaining fitting, the banjo retaining fitting there, as well as the sender. We also need to take off the original filter that's actually connected into the block. So if you guys can, I don't know how well you guys can see down there, but I'm just loosening this one here at the moment. And if I take that off there, just bring that all up. Alrighty. I don't know how well you guys can see. I'm just going to quickly remove this one here from the block. Alright. So this is your original filter. And I'll quickly show you guys right now. Okay guys, so this is your original filter that's actually in all of the turbo cars. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it, but there's a tiny little mesh grill that sits in the bottom of all of these. Now this is what you actually have to remove. So inside there is actually a circlip, which I don't know if you guys will be able to see. There you go, there's like a circlip that sits in there. So we're gonna have to quickly remove that, and then we're gonna be able to remove the filter inside there, clean up all these threads as well, get all the thread locker off, and then what we'll do is we'll reapply the thread sealant, put it back in the block, and this will be ready to refit the original oil line. Haven't used my circlip pliers in a long time. Hopefully they will work. Okay, so instead of using circlip removers, because mine only go out, I didn't really want to obviously go to the shops because my car currently would not have a turbo left if I did. So I quickly just grabbed some really small screwdrivers and I literally just poked in the sides and kind of bashed out the filter, which is this right here. And this is all it is, this tiny little filter right here that creates so much drama, can end up destroying your turbo. Yeah, this little filter is useless. Blocks up all the time, it's horrible. So we're going to be replacing that entire filter with this thing here. So yeah, luckily I didn't need those circlip removers. I literally just bashed it all out and pushed it through the end. So now, as you guys can see, there's a hollow hole straight through there, and every single one of these doesn't have a filter anymore. Perfect, no worries at all. I'll probably put way too much on, but it's better to be safe than sorry, I guess. Beautiful. Let's go fit this back in the car. Alright, so I've just put the banjo back in the car. This is such an awful spot to try and film, but as you guys might be able to see just down there at the moment, I put the black banjo back in the car where it's supposed to belong. I've also put the banjo relocator back in there as well. So the only thing we haven't put back in just yet is the sender connector. So we'll do that in just a second. What I want to do first though is I want to completely connect up all of the fittings and just run them around the car. Should be a fairly simple process. I'm just going to grab all the braided cables and just route them exactly where I want them, because that is ready to go back in. I've just left it all loose. So as soon as we find out where that's supposed to be positioned facing us, I'm going to be able to be able to tighten up the relocator, and then put the sender loom nut back on there, and then find out exactly where this can route all the way around, and zip tied all the way out the way. I can refit that down there, and then also refit my heat shielding for my exhaust manifold, and then yeah, refit the turbo. There's so many different big words that I've never had to use before. Sorry guys, I'm getting there. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have the entire line already fitted. Looking really good. The only thing was I did actually route it up down here. However, it was putting way too much stress on this little sort of section of the line, so I ended up having to reroute it sort of down through there, which isn't exactly where I wanted it, but it's not going to hit anywhere else down there. It just looks a little bit janky from where I wanted to actually route it. But apart from that, the line is all connected right now, so as you can see, you guys need to also remember to is to point the arrow towards the turbo. So that's a big thing that a lot of people do ask on ClubFG and everything else as well, is make sure you're pointing the arrow towards the turbo. So yeah, turbo line's all on with the heat shielding and everything else as well. So that's all tight. All this is here and it's very tight at the moment too. There you have it, guys. She's all fitted, nice and snug. Nothing's gonna rub on anything. It's looking pretty nice in there actually. So I do have an Ants Performance kit which basically would clean up this whole front end here and basically make it look as though like it's just a bracket at the front, which makes it look so much nicer. But I actually have to have the water line as well, or the coolant line basically for it as well, but I don't unfortunately have that. So we're just going to leave it like this for the time being. It's looking really nice. It's completely fine and perfectly set up for exactly what I need to do anyway. So yeah, just zip tying basically to all the coolant lines there as well. Yeah, turbo is looking all good. I just have to refit the housing right there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly start the car, make sure there's absolutely no leaks anywhere, and just sort of let it get up to temperature and see how we go. Alrighty, so once you have properly tightened everything in the car, it is this is the most crucial step, is to start the car and check for visual leaks. So obviously you'd hate to get, 50 minutes down the road, all of a sudden your turbo goes, you can't drive the car. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly start the car, let the car run and do everything it needs to. Double check everywhere for leaks, all the way down there, and then also on top of the turbo, any of these fittings through here. Make sure that absolutely nothing's going to leak, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, start the car. I'm nervous. Okay, I found one already. Oh my god. So this one right here. So as you can see, it was sending oil all over this, and yeah. So we're going to quickly tighten this one up here. So that seemed like it was the only one so far, but let's double check and let's make sure that is the only one. I just got oil everywhere. That's the worst, is I just got oil literally everywhere. Went straight into the belt, just went, ugh, gross. So as you can see, no more oil coming out of this one right here, nor the back one. Have a look down the back there. Can't see any oil leaking out there either, which is good. Good sign. And also this one down here is the major one. And which is really good. I can't see any oil also pooling up down there, so that's a great sign. So I'm just going to leave it running for a little bit, make sure there's no oil pooling on the ground, and job's done. Alrighty, so we're on the car for 2 minutes now, and there's no signs of more residual oil. Cleaned up everything there at that fitting. Everything down there is looking Gucci, and everything down there is also looking pretty good as well. Hell yeah. Done a good job, boys and girls. Cannot forget the girls. So as it turns out, it was actually leaking quite badly. I managed to clean up some of the spots just below here. there is still a little bit of residual oil still hanging around there, but that's only just the leftovers from what's been dripping down. I have to clean that out as well once we get the car back down on the ground. But apart from that, all this is completely fine. I managed to fix up most of this stuff. It was leaking from the top of the turbo as well, and it was also leaking a little bit from down here, but I think that was more just residual stuff from when I first took it out and it started leaking oil, obviously out the side of the block and from the bottom of the original line that I had there as well. So it's looking like the car should be pretty good now. I just redid a bolt check and tightened everything up, everything I possibly could. So now I'm just going to quickly roll it forward and just sort of run it for a little bit on the driveway, and that way I can double check on the driveway whether it has any issues or mishaps or anything else as well. But apart from that, we should be good to go. Alright, so I let the car run for a little bit just outside here, just on the concrete, on some fresh concrete, so that way I might be able to hopefully replicate oil leak. And I also revved it up a couple of times just to 3000 RPM and just kind of held it for like, you know, maybe around about 10-15 seconds, and then just did a couple of short little revs to see if I could maybe unsettle the lines, maybe just see if I can add a little bit more pressure inside the oil feed lines. But as it looks, it's actually pretty good. My car was roughly sitting around about here. Can't see any more brand new oil leaks on the ground. Yeah, no, it's looking really good. So that means done this thing perfectly. Everything's all good. I just hope that the turbo is getting oil. I'm pretty sure it will be. But yeah, no, it's all going good. All going to plan. So I'm just gonna sort of let the air kind of escape from here and sort of just leave it open for a little bit. And I'll come back to it a little bit later and sort it all out. Apart from that, it's a really clean install, nice little piece of kit right here. Definitely looks a whole lot better than the standard oil line that sits around here as well. And definitely a worthwhile upgrade for any FG. So as I said guys before, earlier on in the video, if you guys did want to get your hands on an Earls oil line feed kit, all you have to do is jump onto their Facebook page, which is just linked down below, and they will give you a discount if you say that I sent you. It's as simple as that. If you guys want to definitely get one of the most reliable mods you possibly can for your Turbo Falcon, definitely get one of these. It'll save you $600, $1,000, God knows how much on a brand new turbo. So definitely try and pick one up. And I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. So yeah, all good. Thank you very much, Earls. You guys are legends. Alrighty, so update. Car's all good. And I actually just had one of my good mates, Zach Parker, come over and show me his NA Plus T, and he stayed around for a couple of hours. It's such a nice guy. So yeah, I really want to do a video with him eventually, doing a little video on his little NA Plus T conversion that he's done. It's quite a cool car, running a 3-inch exhaust and running about 15 PSI. It's actually quite a neat little car actually. But yeah, no, car's all done. Car's all just sitting here nice and pretty. I just realized that I've just spilled oil all over the ground here, and I don't know, I must have been carrying around the friggin'. And it's also such a beautiful afternoon. Like, look at this. Just such a nice, you guys can't even see. It's just such a nice afternoon. It's about 4:30 at the moment, and I'm over the moon. I'm so happy. My car's all fixed, and you know, Sarah's moving in next week, and I'm over the moon with a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better than I did yesterday afternoon. I'll just say that, but yeah. Hello, young one. How you going? How's your finger? You doing alright?
A little dirty.
You crippled now, are you?
I know, I'm tired.
It's so funny, Sarah, when she cut her finger today, she's like completely stopped all work and she's migrated to the couch. She hasn't moved all day.
So much work today.
She's done so much work today. Like, you know, I don't know if you guys will have seen like the original like house tour that we did, but she's moved all, like, look at this thing. I don't even know what this is, but it's cute as all hell. And she's like put all this stuff up here. She's made cookies for us. So me and Zach Parker just had cookies, ice cream, and cookie dough that was left over in there. She's put little, I don't even know what these are, but they're like little dried plants and stuff. They're so cool on camera. They're so like cinematic. Rightio, so thank you very much everyone for watching the video. I had a good afternoon and everything went pretty smoothly. Sarah's saying goodbye. You look like you're about to fall asleep. We have to still do a run over to Jean's to, yeah. Thank you very much, Jean, for lending me some of those tools, by the way. I really do appreciate it. And also, Earls, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for sponsoring such a high-level kit. It's really cool to see larger companies finally. Well, it's awesome to start working with some larger companies as well. It's just such an awesome experience and definitely great for the future of me and my channel and everyone else as well. So yeah, as I said guys, if you do want to check out Earls, definitely go check out the link in the description. And just remember, if you guys want to get a turbo oil line kit, whatever it's called, jump on their Facebook page, send them a message and just say that I sent you and they'll give you a discount. And as I said guys, it's definitely a must need upgrade for anyone that has a turbo car, and whether you're pushing power, whether it's stock, you know, definitely get one of these kits because it'll save your turbo in the long run. Thank you very much everyone for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And if you liked it, remember to leave a like. If you subscribed, then remember to subscribe. And if you commented, remember to comment. And I will see you all in the future. Peace out. Bye.